General Keith Kellogg, National Security Advisor to President Trump and Vice President Mike Pence. So that was some chin music the Russians threw, high and tight, 11 miles from a NATO ally's border. I mean, I could walk 11 miles. What do you think that represents?
Well, Jesse, good to be with you. I know what he's doing. He's trying to shut down the supply lines in the airfields that are in the western part of Ukraine. That's the reason why I know the no-fly zone is not going to go, but that's why a no-fly zone would be good. Then that's why the MiGs would have been good, because the 29 MiGs the Polish Air Force wanted to give to Ukrainians, those are good fourth-generation fighters. The MiG-29 is a great airplane. That would have increased their capacity. Okay, they didn't want to do that. Well, the thing they should do is go to Bulgaria, Slovakia, and Greece, which are three NATO nations, and they've got a system called the S-300, which is a Russian system that shoots down ballistic missiles and aircraft as well, and put them around those point targets and defend it. And it would be kind of nice to have a Russian system shoot down a Russian aircraft, and they should be able to move those systems in pretty rapidly and defend those point targets, because that's what he's trying to do, is shut down the resupply. There's an ability to do that. Look, the S-300 has a slant range of 100 miles, distance from Washington to Richmond, Virginia. It can track and lock on 8 targets simultaneously. It's got a good missile system. It's an easy system to operate, and I have no idea why we're not pushing that. It always seems to be, Jesse, that we're one step behind on trying to help Ukraine out. We keep talking about it, but we're not doing anything about it.
I could understand giving surface-to-air missiles to the Ukrainians. It's a lot different than fighter jets, but I'm hearing from our Defense Department, they said that missile strike against this camp for foreign fighters close to Poland, those missiles were fired from Russian bombers in Russian airspace. So how would a no-fly zone neutralize that?
Well, they're probably using long-range standoff weapons, which they are, but at least when those missiles come close, those air defense systems will pick up on them. They don't have to shoot the bombers down. When you've got a slant range of 100 miles, it picks up those missiles inbound, and it hits the missiles as they're inbound to the target. It doesn't make a difference if they shoot the missiles 500 or 600 or 700 miles away. They're going to engage them as they get closer to the target. That's what the value of those systems are. It's sort of like our Patriot air defense system, which is the same way. And I think there's a lot of other things we can do creatively. I mean, there's things we can do internally to the United States of America. And what I'm talking about is, I have no idea why President Biden hasn't picked up the phone, brought in his CIA director, and said, look, I'm going to give you a presidential finding. That comes because the first two words say, I find, on this memorandum of notification, and say, I want you to prepare for some type of covert activities in western Ukraine, maybe going to eastern Ukraine, and you can do that with your Special Activities Division. We can vet U.S. Army Special Forces. There's a whole Special Forces group that's oriented on Eastern and Western Europe, the 10th Special Forces Group. I was part of that group. Years ago, I was also Commander of Special Ops in Europe, and you can say, okay, you tell the Russians and you tell the Russian generals, if you want to come into western Ukraine, okay, you're going to have some real problems. If you thought Afghanistan was bad, you haven't seen anything yet. It's sort of like the old Shakespearean term, cry havoc and let loose the dogs of war. And I think that's the things we should be doing. We need to be thinking out of the box, Jesse, and we're just not doing it. We just seem to be reactive to everything going on.
Yeah, the missile interception system seems to be pretty effective. I would support giving that to the Ukrainians, and it does make it a little bit sweeter that they are Russian manufactured. Absolutely. You're saying that you don't think CIA is in Ukraine right now?
Well, Jesse, no, I don't. And the only
Really?
reason I don't is because I've watched the track record of this administration. I hope to God they are. They should be there. I hope they're there in full strength. I hope the Special Activities Division is working right now. I've got my fingers crossed, toes crossed, eyes crossed that, in fact, they're doing it. But I just look at the track record of this administration, which is reactive in nature. They'll think about doing that a week from Tuesday. They should have been doing that earlier. So I hope they are, but hope's not a method, and I don't know if they are or not.
Yeah, Biden has pretty slow bat speed. I think everybody sees that by now. All right, thanks.